Greetings everyone and welcome back to Roleplay Theory. Tonight we're continuing our session in a live setting at Casey Mercy's house.
Don't say my last name.
I can say your last name if I want to.
Yeah, so last time we did our first score.
Yep.
As a crew of shadows. We did character creation, we did crew creation, we did a first score, and we did our first downtime. We left off after you had both indulged your vices.
Yes, it went well.
It went well.
My vice was perfect.
I still have forced stress.
Right, yours didn't go perfectly well, but you didn't overindulge,
Yeah.
which is better.
And we rolled an entanglement based on the current heat level in your last mission.
Yes. It didn't go perfectly, for those that remember. I rolled not great. I rolled a lot of fives.
That's fine.
Fives get me what I want, but I had to work a lot harder.
Pay for it. So, I'd like to start off with your entanglement. I think we pick up the intro music plays. We pick up. It fades into the theme, your theme.
Right. Wayfaring stranger.
No.
No. The chick.
The kind of poisoning.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Anyway, so we pick up and we're at the Centralia Club.
Mm-hmm.
You're there with Raffaello, and he invites you in. It's the same as always. You're just there fulfilling your obligation.
Right.
He invites you in, and he says, "Mr. Poole, come with me to the sitting room," and leads you down the hallway into a nice, very well-appointed room. Bookshelves, comfortable couches and chairs, and a fire's lit. It's a little rainy outside, as sort of usual for Duskfall.
Right. Disappointing and gloomy.
Wine or whiskey, Mr. Poole?
Oh, you know I do prefer my whiskey.
Very good, very good. So he hands you a little low ball and
Nice.
The madam will be with you shortly, and goes to. He has a easel set up over in the corner. He's working on this ornate bunch of roses. Very dark, with fire in the background, but the primary is a bunch of roses that swoosh up the left side of the canvas.
Wow.
He's the obsessive visionary artist in the setting.
Okay.
So he's working on this painting over there in the corner, and a few minutes later, before you could really even get a good start on your whiskey, well, how are you feeling?
In this setting?
Are you good?
Yo, I'm very comfortable.
Okay, cool.
Very comfortable.
The side door opens towards the back of the room, and two large Aruvian men come in and take their spots as bookends next to the door.
Right.
And this very beautiful, somewhere in her 40s woman comes in, very elegant. She goes over and pours herself a glass of wine and comes and sits with you by the fireplace. And she says, "Mr. Poole, it is such a pleasure to meet you. My name is Elstera, and I've been receiving your reports, and you're doing very good work."
Madame Estelle, the pleasure is all mine.
Yes. I am sorry that it has taken me so long to come and meet you. I've heard such good things. You're doing good work for us, and we're very appreciative of it. So there's some small talk banter.
Right.
She's getting a read on you.
Right, getting a feel.
You would not believe The story that I heard down at the consulate today.
Do tell.
So she...
Have you always been a Southern gentleman?
I am now.
Oh, all right.
She gives a...
I'm totally a Southern gentleman. Like, that's my character.
I dig it, Doc.
My character's a Southern gentleman.
She gives a wave to the two guards at the door, and they step outside. And she says, Raffaello, that song you played for me last week, can I hear it again? And he goes and plays the saxophone song I talked to you about the other day.
Yeah.
Just cue that in.
Gotcha. Make that happen.
Make that happen. Thank you, post-editing.
Post-editing.
You will never believe the story that I heard down at the consulate today. Apparently, are you familiar with the Red Sash School? The sword school?
I've heard of it.
Yes. Well, apparently they were broken into. Some artifact was stolen. I have people on it. We'll get it back. Not that big a deal. But the story, these young men, most of them work at the consulate in their off time, which,
of course,
I'm sort of the head of. And they told me the most outrageous fairy tale. Apparently, there's some giant, terrible crocodile demon living in the canals near Charter Hall.
My.
And he has some kind of rat beast that he's sicked upon these boys. And this rat beast handedly just trounced them.
I do hope that none of them came to any serious harm.
No, they're quite all right. I must say, what do you make of such a tale, Mr. Poole?
Well, you know how such things go. Young men late at night. Sometimes a tip of the whiskey takes them. They see things that frighten them. A bit of shadow, a bit of dance. You never know these things. I imagine it's more of a tall tale than any substance.
Yes. Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Poole. I'm going to tip my hand just a little, and then you'll tip yours. What do you say?
All right.
It is in my business better to know the people that work for you than to not know. It is better to keep an eye on them and make sure they're well taken care of. I am familiar with you and your friend, the Rooster. Is what they call him? I
Yes,
believe.
my ward.
Yes. I've been keeping an eye on you boys, making sure you're settling in fine.
Much obliged.
And I have to say that I have certain obligations to the school and to the consulate and to my family and of these things. And I understand your name and you're noble and you understand where I'm coming from with this, right?
Indeed.
Right. Who the fuck do you work for?
God, I just totally am like, just take a minute and I'm like, I swish my glass. I'm like, beg pardon?
I'm just curious. Let me rephrase that.
The music totally pauses. In this moment, the saxophone's like,
You do some work for me and my associates here.
Yes.
And we appreciate it. You're doing good work.
Of course.
And I'm sure you have other obligations to
Indeed.
your family and to your ward, as you say. I can only think of two gentlemen that could possibly fit the description that these young boys have given. He is as exaggerated and perhaps drunkenly induced as it was,
Outlandish.
I suspect perhaps you and your ward were involved. So I would ask you kindly, who do you work for?
As you know, my business here at what is this place called?
This is the Centralia Club.
So my business here at the Centralia Club is one of many facets of an organization that runs on many different business propositions. I have several interests in this city, none of which concern the main factor in governance of this club. Now, you ask who I work for, and the truth has been, for 5 generations, the Blackpools have worked for none other than themselves. I do not take kindly to insults or guesses upon my person or those that are in my employ. Now, you may have it on your authority that there were men, drunken and foolishly attacked in an alley, were taken off in a bit, and who knows what could have happened or transpired. But the fact that you would accuse me blatantly, on the nose, without any further allegation or proof, is a touch distasteful, if you will. Now, who I work for is no one but myself, madam.
Very well. And she gets up and leaves, and the 2 guards come back in and ask you kindly to leave the Centralia Club and never come back ever again.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. The next time... So now the next time you want to do downtime, we'll start a long-term project to find you a new vice purveyor.
Sure.
Okay, cool. So, where do you go after they kindly escort you from the premises?
I dust off my shirt tails. Like they walked me out the front door. I adjust my hat, trying to maintain dignity that I've just been walked out of the club. Rooster is totally there with our coach.
Oh yeah, waiting.
Yeah, you've pulled up in front, and I hop in. Rooster, dear boy, take me somewhere where I can get a drink. So he whips the things and takes off in a huff.
Yeah.
Headed to some bar that will get me plastered.
So, you guys have hideout in Silk Shore.
Yes.
Is that true? And
Silk Shore?
No.
you have a hideout in Night Market.
Night Market. No, maybe it is Silk Shore.
Our map isn't in here.
There's a map.
Where's your?
It's in the living room.
Yeah.
That works.
It's in the living room. This one has our stuff on it.
Okay. You have
It is in Night
a
Market.
hideout in Night Market.
Yep.
And the Centralia Club is in 6 Towers, and you also have a place in 6 Towers.
Right.
Yes.
So, do you go to a bar in 6 Towers, or do you go to a bar in Night Market, or Charter Hall, or what are you thinking, fellas?
I say we go back to my house.
Yeah.
And I get into my old scotch and brood in front of the fireplace.
Oh,
Okay.
Skip the bar altogether.
I want to go home
wanna
and
be alone.
sit in my wingback
Yeah.
and just stare at the fire.
Okay.
That's the mood I'm in. Oh yeah, that's totally where I am. I am so pissed.
Okay.
So, now we can, based on the rules, we would start talking about planning a score.
Right.
You guys have some coin left over, I believe. You can spend coin to do some research, or if you have some ideas, we can just hash that out.
Well, I mean, you've just been butthurt by the Centralia Club.
No, I'm pissed. I'm pissed at the club. How dare they? Generations of shit. No, I want to know more about this woman.
Yeah, specifically.
What's her name again, if you could?
Elstera, Elstera, and her last name is Avrathi, Avrathi. And you would know already,
Yes.
as anyone in the city would, that she is the head consul. She is the head of the Aruvian consulate.
Yeah.
She is
Very
the
powerful woman.
ambassador.
She's a
of
powerful
Aruvia.
woman.
Yeah.
She's a powerful woman.
And she's one of the higher-ups in the Circle of the Flame.
Right. Bad mojo. Don't poke the bear.
The Circle of the Flame.
Well, I used to be a member.
Yeah, right. And that's a faction. Okay.
That's a faction unto itself.
Yeah, and it has.
What?
It's what tier? Do we know?
We talked about it in the first episode. I gave you the name of all 7 of the primary members.
But we didn't talk about what tier it was.
The Circle of the Flame is Tier 3.
Tier 3. So they're a Tier 3 gang. They're up with the blue coats level of tierness
Okay.
and things like that.
It's not something we want to take head on. We need.
I mean, as a player, no, you don't want to go poke them right away. But as a character, I'm pissed and I want to start working on something.
Sure.
So, who would we get at? I feel like okay. So as this moment goes, I've been sitting in my wingback. It's been an hour or so. I've been staring at the fire as it burns down. What have you been doing? You're in the room with me. What have you been doing while I've been
I'm trying.
brooding at this scotch, trying to make it turn into answers?
I'm probably always just tinkering with something.
So you're in the. Are you like in the corner, or are you in the wingback across from me?
No, I'm probably like behind you at a table, just like
Being fucking like
Yeah.
creepy on something.
yeah.
Okay, so I get up.
You know, every once in a while.
I get up and I turn and I start pacing the room with my scotch in my hand, and I'm looking around the room, and I start addressing you as though I'm talking to like 15 people that work for me.
Okay.
First, we need to find out what kind of places her family goes. Does she have a cousin that she hates? Is there a drunken uncle? We need to learn about where the weaknesses are. Go find that. And I wave at nobody, sending them out of the room to go get that answer. Because this is my process. This is how I think.
Yeah.
Next, I need you to find where she keeps her money. Where are the banks, the accounts, the estates, things where we can squeeze. These are the answers I need to discover to determine where she is weakest. Go, find that for me. And I'm just pacing around the room like I'm talking to a board of directors. And this goes on for another few minutes, and then I sit back in my chair. I'm just angry again and stubborn. And you, did you even care?
Oh, I would be sitting there probably just shaking my head the entire time.
I know what you're thinking, Rooster.
Yeah, 'cause
you're
I'm-
thinking that I'm digging too deep again. You're thinking that this is Taikarosi all over again, and that I'm digging into a hole that I cannot get out of. If you had it your way, we would sit in this damn room all week playing with our toys, but we can't do that now, can we?
Oi! You're the boss.
Damn right. So, I want to make a score on something, but I'm angry and I don't know what. So, basically, I want to gather information.
Okay.
I want to do a gather information roll to find some small someone in a, who do we hit? We can't hit the consulate, right?
No, but
we can hit the school again.
In that interaction, there were 3 people. So there was
Astera.
Astera herself and the 2 bodyguards.
And the 2 bodyguards.
And the painter guy.
And the painter
Oh, that's
guy.
right.
Who's
the
been
painter
your
too.
contact with
He's
the
been
Circle
my
of the
friend
Flame
for a
since
long,
you came
since
to,
I came to town.
Yeah.
He may still be available for certain things.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, we could go after her bodyguards. That's a thing.
They are probably the most
Dangerous of the Aruvian swordsmen in the city.
Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't be easy to mess with,
Right.
but
And she knows that it was us.
oh yeah,
She
she's total-
knows it was us. So, what do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we can't be all sneaky James Bond about it because she knows it's us.
Yeah.
And we're weird. We stick out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we need to
we
get
kinda
normal
have-
people. We need to get normal people to do our shit for us.
Okay.
Regular folks, Akarosi,
Yeah.
dudes. We need dude ranches to run around and do things
Yeah.
for us
Gotcha.
that we can totally deny if we need to. Because if I wanted to enlist someone in the sword school to go learn shit and work his way up and be a mole, I can't do it and you can't do it because we're weird and they know us. We need to expand our group.
Yeah.
We need to get more cohorts. So we need to acquire an asset, technically, of getting more men.
You're looking for a cohort or a gang of men?
Is there a specific cohort that would be a spy?
Can we do like an Ocean's 11 thing and like find someone specific to each thing that we need and get a you know what I mean?
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
And we can work our way towards that.
Acquire an asset.
Yes.
You gain temporary use of an asset. One special item, a cohort, a vehicle, or a service. Transportation from a smuggler, warehouse for temporary storage, legal representation, etc. Temporary use constitutes one significant period of usage that makes sense for the asset. Typically 1 score.
Right.
To acquire an asset, roll the crew's tier. Yours is 0.
Right.
So roll 2d6 and take the lowest.
Right.
On a 1 to 3, it's tier -1. On a 4 to 5, it's your tier. On a 6, it is tier +1. And on a critical, which you can't roll on 0 dice, it
Unless
would
you
be
roll
tier
two
+2.
sixes.
You still take the lowest.
2 6s. Oh,
Still take the lowest.
which is just a 6. Gotcha.
You can't roll a critical on 1 dice, so
Right,
you
that's
certainly can't roll a critical on 0.
That's correct.
Then, once you have acquired an asset, we could make a long-term project to make them a more permanent thing.
Fixture, but they're not a member of the crew.
You do have friends. You have friends.
Tilda.
Right.
And
Who do you have? Your uptick.
I have a blood dealer. Could be useful. We could work it into our plan.
Well, Tilda could definitely be useful. I mean, she's just a regular old beggar.
Did
Regular
we
beggar.
ever
Oh, that's right.
pick
She's Tykerosi, though.
She is Tiger. She's a bird lady. Oh, no, she's a rat lady.
Rat lady, yeah.
on your crew sheet? There's a place for your NPC friend. Did we pick one? Or did we skip that?
We skipped that.
I think now's a good time.
Now's a good time.
Now's a good time to find a friend.
Read them
Okay,
off.
we have Doler and Explorer. LaRose. Yeah, LaRose. A blue coat. Amancio?
Yeah.
Amancio.
Amancio, a deal broker. Fitz, a collector. Aldaleda?
El Dorado.
Adelaide.
Adelaide Farigoi, a noble. A noble's not bad to have
Yeah,
on your
sure.
side. Or
Oh, no,
Ringy, a tavern owner.
We talked about this. We talked about the noble being our...
I never clicked it though.
yeah, but we did...
And I don't think a noble's the use one here. I think we take the deal broker.
Deal broker.
The deal broker.
What is a deal broker?
Exactly.
Okay.
You need a deal brokered. You talk. He's like a middleman, I would imagine.
They have one of the things fictionally in this setting is like ghost-backed contracts, where if you back out, the ghosts come and take your soul.
Right. It's a spider ability. You can take a special thing where you shake on it, and
Yeah.
it's like
It's a ghost contract.
the unbreakable
Ghost contract,
curse
yeah.
in Harry Potter, where if
Yeah.
you break your deal, a ghost rips your throat out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. You take 3 harm right then.
Now this, I don't think is that kind of deal broker,
No, this is like
because it
just
doesn't say that he's
a
like
ghost broker.
a ghost
Right, but
lawyer.
he's a guy who can get us.
Yeah, he's a fixer.
Yeah.
He's a fixer.
He's a fixer,
So,
right?
Also, we know that whatever artifact we stole was important to
Right.
them.
Right. They
We still
care
have
about it.
Ojak.
And she was totally blowing smoke up my ass when she said, "We'll get it back, no big deal."
Yeah, totally. But
Because she wanted to know who I sold it to.
yeah,
That
and,
was totally
and even
where that
though
was coming from.
Ojak's super uptight about it, we might be able to squeeze something out of him.
That's
too.
something you could try. Maybe get for
Yeah.
information about it, or why, or who he sold it to. Because maybe even if we don't go looking for it, knowing who wanted it could tell us something and give us leverage. Information would be great in the right situation.
Sure.
Might buy our lives in the right scenario. But I like a deal broker just because I think it'll be fun.
Okay.
Cool.
Because we don't have a slide.
What's his name?
Amancio.
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 Gentlemen.
Yeah.
Have I got a deal for you?
I like it.
Also makes chili and fries.
It's good. Come get it. Oh,
It broke.
it broke. Never break. It won't break.
do you guys want to take 5? real quick?
Yeah, we can take 5. Sure.
Cool.
Cool.
I think it's been about an hour.
It has been 24 minutes.
What? It's so much better when we're in person.
All right, welcome back. 5-minute break over.
Okay. So we come back from commercial break to your, I assume, reptilian face. And are your eyes like weirdo kind of reptilian eyes?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So we see these reptilian eyes, and the firelight is like flickering in them. You know what I mean? It's a super close up on Mr. Poole's face, and we have a flashback to the last few weeks of you like periodically noticing like goons that have been following you, and you didn't really think about it at the time,
right?
But you're like, oh, yeah.
I'm sitting here thinking about it.
There have been Aruvian dudes following us for the last week. Shit. She knows where we live, but she can't know where the hideout is.
Right.
Mechanically, you guys have a hidden hideout. She doesn't know where the hideout is.
Right.
I just wanted to establish that. But I did want to talk about the mechanics on your entanglement for the first mission.
Right. We rolled it after the mission.
Yeah, we rolled it when it was over. And normally, and from now on, I'll let you guys decide when we roll that specific one, whichever one we rolled, let you decide whether it's one of your vice dens or one of your contacts or one of your gang members
usually get to pick which one it
gets
is.
pressure put on them.
It was the
But
pressure one.
It just made too much sense
For it to be...
for the Aruvian kids that also are connected to the consulate, and you're one of the main people at your vice purveyor that works at the consulate.
Is, yeah.
Like,
it
the
was too
fact
perfect.
that it was just...
It was too perfect. Yeah. I get that. No, I am not even a little upset with how things turned out.
Right. And for the storyline, had you found a way to work it out with her...
Yeah.
Because that was possible.
Right.
She could have been an ally.
Yeah, we could.
Now instead we have a
villain. A bigot.
And that's great. So we'll start a long-term project to find a new vice purveyor. I want to do that while I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yes. What's your new vice?
That's what we're doing. I don't know how it works. I don't know how you find a new vice. My current vice was obligation.
Right. Okay, so, like, given the situation you're in now,
yeah,
you're all butthurt, you're angry, like, what would your character immediately go to? You know?
Like, we can find you a different obligation.
Oh, true.
If, like, were you obligated to the Circle of Flame because those nobles were part of the reason that it was okay that you lived here? You know what I mean? They paid your way here after you were done with school.
Right.
Noble Taikarosi school, whatever the hell that means, to come and work for them.
Right.
You know, they paid your way over
the Circle of the Flame.
Brought you into the Duskfall Society.
Right.
And now you've been softly
as gently pushed out as one can be.
From their part of it. You know what I mean? There are other places where you would be welcome.
Right.
You could find a new obligation. But just as easily, you could just be like, F that, and start doing heroin or whatever.
Right? That's always the choice.
Yeah, there's always heroin.
There's always heroin.
Or a Black Lotus, sorry.
Kids,
excuse me.
There's always heroin. Don't do heroin.
Don't do heroin.
It's bad for you.
But yeah, what would you like? We could randomize it. You know what I mean? You can just roll 1d6 and pick one off the list.
I like obligation still.
Okay.
I think it still fits. Like, I wished obsessed was also a vice, but it's not. It's a trauma.
No, but you could work
the idea into
weird
obligation.
Or obligation
right.
into
an obsessive obligation.
Into an obsession. Your vice could be, I'm obligated to find everything I can out about the Circle of Flame, and on your downtimes, you just obsessively look over your spider web of string on the wall.
Let's do that.
And photos.
I like that.
All right, cool.
I'm now obsessed, and it
gives me peace to unravel the factors of this woman's life and how I'm going to destroy it.
Oh, just like how you sat in your chair
And stewed at the fire.
Yeah,
That's
you'll sit in the same
it
chair.
all just
but now there's
turned.
just this whole.
It all just turned
wall
into
of-
that over
Yeah.
this like week or two, and I've been slowly getting these ideas together and talking to my boardroom of non-existent servants. I love that about this character now. He's totally he came from nobility. He had this power, and now he's here to make his own fortune, but he hasn't really gotten used to the idea that it's him and a bat thing living
Yeah.
in an antique shop.
Yeah.
He can't really let go of this whole power trip that he has a fleet of people serving him.
That's great.
That's totally the mentality of Benefice Blackpool.
Even better is Rooster may be your servant or your ward, but he can't stand that either. So.
No, yeah, he's like, it's just the situation he finds himself in.
But you did do him a favor, so.
Right, you do technically owe me.
Yeah.
We'll see how far I can push that.
I'm going to say just a 4 o'clock. I think is fair.
Okay, how does it work?
You're going to have to spend either coin to get more downtime actions or your normal 2 downtime actions.
Oh, to put towards
To
it. Otherwise,
pursue a
I
long-term
can't
project.
decrease stress until then.
Until
that
you
works.
feel this clock.
I'm just
So-
going to roll 6s and take no stress for the next couple sessions. That'll be great.
So we got new Vice.
You say so.
That'll fix it, right? Then I don't have to
Nice.
worry about anything. Let's just go kill her now.
Oh, man.
I said it's a 4 o'clock, right?
You know, we
said it
totally
was at 4
could.
o'clock.
We could just go kill her. But that would be terrible, terrible repercussions.
I mean, you say that, but it would be bluecoats in the dockhouse all over again.
Yeah,
We'd be
yeah.
spirit bombing it, and we'd have to shoot each other.
Everyone would die, and we'd have to start over.
Oh God.
We can do that too.
Yeah, we can.
I'm okay with that.
It was awesome last time we did it.
So, we have time right now before we start working on a score
Sure.
to spend money on downtime activities.
Okay.
You have some money
We
from
do.
your last score.
I have a coin.
I didn't pick up. I
You have
must
a coin.
Do I? Okay.
Yep. We made 5 coin. We put 3 in the bank and took 1 apiece.
Yep.
Okay.
The good split.
Okay.
So now, how does the clock work for a roll?
You tell me what you're doing
Right.
to facilitate this finding out information,
Okay.
buying off people.
Right.
You tell me what you're doing. You spend a coin, and we roll to pursue a long-term project.
Okay. And 1 to 3 is nothing happens, or 1 to 3 is 1.
1 to 3 is 1. 4
4
to
and
5 is 2.
6 is 3.
Mhm.
Awesome.
So, what's your plan, big guy?
The first one is I'm going to start, greasing little palms. Looking for little things, insignificant things that most people wouldn't think of. I'm just gathering a name here, an unpaid bar tab there, little things, stuff that can be used in the grand web.
When you said little palms, I was literally thinking of children. Like you
Yeah,
can, like.
totally. Street urchins, man.
Yeah.
Give me that information. They see everything.
He's friends with all the beggars.
Right. No, everybody, your friend, everybody. I'm getting information from everybody. All the most insignificant little things because I can't get her bank password. That's way too big. I need to know what her bodyguard's brother's cousin's problems are. And that's where I'm gonna start.
And where they go to lunch and where they take a dump. And
right. I need to know everything. That's what I'm paying for right now.
Yeah. All right.
So yeah. So does 1 coin give me 1 dice?
It sounds to me like you're consorting.
Okay. I don't have any of that. So I need to roll 2 and take the lowest.
Well, or tell me that you're doing something else.
Right. I'm not tinkering because I'm not using robots to go do it.
There it is. That's what I was looking for.
No, I'm totally tinkering. I'm
Okay.
using the same way that a hull records audio. I'm using little wax recorders that I'm placing in bars and shit, and doing stuff and recording, and then I'm sitting in my room listening to all this information for hours.
Are you helping with this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Totally.
You tell me. You're the boss.
Yo, yeah, you're using
Yeah.
your
I
bigger
would,
chick.
I would think so. Yeah.
You're creeping around on roofs, placing these little bitty
Yeah, I'm probably the one planting all these things.
Yeah,
for
you're the
him.
one planting. I'm not actually doing it. I'm just sitting in
Yeah.
my.
You just made the things.
I just made the things,
All right.
and I'm handing them out. They're little recorders that I can play back.
Okay.
Cool.
So, sounds to me like you get 1 bonus dice for having a friend or ally
Okay.
help you during a downtime action.
Okay.
And what do you got?
4.
Jeez.
My Tinker's 3, man.
Yeah,
It's
that's
my
great.
it's my thing.
So, let's see how that goes.
Okay, so what if I roll a critical? Does that fill my clock? Because a 6 is 3. If you roll a crit, you get 4.
Roll 4 6s.
There you go. Let's just do that. That's a 6.
1.
That's 1 6.
That's 1 6.
So, mark your coin because you
Okay.
had to spend a coin.
I did. I paid.
for an
To,
extra
I had to
downtime
pay to
action.
make all the things and pay the urchins to pay Rooster and shit. You know. All
And
the
you
things.
get your 3 ticks on your 4
Oh, do you
clock.
pay me?
Yeah, you get paid.
All right.
Yeah, not in actual game coin.
Yeah, no, I
but no, you
understand,
get
but-
paid.
Okay.
You're my highest paid employee.
I'm your only employee.
Exactly.
There it is.
We'll see what happens when we hire someone else.
Yes, 6 is 3 segments. A critical is actually 5 segments.
Yeah, you get paid. You're not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll see what happens if we hire someone else.
right. We'll see. I mean,
So, next...
did you want to do anything with the downtime action? That was
Right.
I wanted
There's
to work on the
more-
clock. This way, no matter what, I can fix this next session. So I can roll 1 to fix that and finish it, and
Yeah.
then I can roll a stress debuff if I need to.
I can't think of anything that
Meta.
I was. I mean, I think we should.
I'm
I
just-
think we should go for it.
All right.
Meta. Sorry.
So, we want to have our first meeting with Amancio, the
Amancio.
deal broker.
The deal broker. Yes.
Booze in boots.
How do you guys get a hold of Amancio? Where do you know him from? Tell me about this man.
Yeah.
He could probably be an acquaintance from Night Market. I mean, since we
Yeah.
dabble in that area.
He totally works in night market. I want to say that Amancio totally, like, he's like, okay. Screen comes in, fades in. We're walking down the street of Night Market, and you're floating down the street at eye level, and you start to hear this music, this accordion music play, and there's this man with this big accordion leaning against the corner of a building, playing the accordion, and there's a little
Monkey?
cup, no monkey. There's a cup, and for people to throw money, he's a beggar, and a kid will run up and drop something in the cup, and then another kid will come up and drop something in the cup, and another kid will take something out of the cup, and another kid will run, and he's sitting there playing his music, keeping an eye on things, and running everything, and that's
Nice.
he's running information and brokering deals without ever stopping playing his accordion
Yeah.
and doing things.
In the
And-
background is Jules.
Yeah,
I
his
think.
jewels, and yeah. So that's how we come up on the camera for meeting Amancio.
All right. So you just walk up to him in the street, or do you give a kid a note and he meets you later?
Yeah, we totally drop a note.
Okay, you drop a note in his
Yeah.
beggar bucket.
Like a note is dropped with
Mm-hmm.
a thud, meaning there's a coin wrapped in it,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
which means
It needs to be worth his while.
yeah, I need to go
Right.
do a thing. So he finishes his song, picks up his bucket, doesn't read it, doesn't do anything, just puts it in his pouch and walks away for the closes up his case. Like he does very cared, considered
Right.
motions.
He has to take a long time to pack it up, so the kids all know we got to get the last minute work done before he leaves for the day.
Yeah. And that's
Nice.
that's Amancio. And then he walks off in the shadow and the camera fades up
Okay.
to the next one.
So, are we meeting in a dark alleyway? Are we meeting in a bar somewhere?
I want to think that we're meeting in the back of Jules.
Okay, she's in. They're friends.
Like a private
I'm
terrace,
down with that.
almost.
Yeah.
Not like that's like a room with a bed in it, but like there's an off porch
Yeah.
on the back with a little table. There's a nice little candle.
I've been wanting to talk about
screened-in patio.
Jewel
Yeah, it's sort of like that kind of thing, like a patio.
because
Jules a blood dealer.
the
and my
fact
friend.
that blood dealers exist in the setting
Yeah.
tells me that there's a market for blood.
Yeah.
Which means someone in the city buys blood,
Yeah.
and people on the street are desperate for money enough to sell their blood.
Right.
I thought we were talking about Leviathan blood.
It could be,
That is also a possibility.
but it could also literally be vampires needing human blood.
Well, vampires in this setting
Yeah.
don't actually drink blood.
Do they not?
They drink life essence,
Like a ghost
which
does?
might look like drinking blood. Yeah, but a vampire is just a ghost that has possessed a human body for so long
That the human
they're
spirit
one.
has died
Yeah.
and the ghost has taken over.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Interesting.
but it's not fangs
Not a
and
vampire in a
transforming
sense.
into bats and shit.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah,
But even still, though, there's a market for
Right.
human Leviathan.
you
Yeah.
drink human blood? I'm just saying, in this setting, it
Why am I
totally
friends?
makes sense
Why am I-
that the nobles in Duskfall
Yeah.
would, like, think it's cool to put human blood in with their whiskey and be like, you know what I mean?
That's kind of cool.
And if that's a thing in
Tycherosi?
Duskfall,
Would it?
would it be a thing in Tycheros? And would you participate in that? Like, I was just wanted to get some idea of why you're friends with this blood dealer lady.
Right.
And if it's that you put human blood in your whiskey.
In Tycheros, it's probably like, the blood of our enemies. And
Right.
in Duskfall, it's probably like, the blood of our enemies.
Fair enough. Yeah, something like that.
Right. No, I like that. I like that that's the thing. Yeah, totally. That's like,
So like she has a legit business where she sells blood to like people still would do like blood transfusions and
Right.
shit. I assume that's a thing.
I want to say that my family totally
Whoa.
does not partake
Okay.
in a blood drinking ceremony of any kind.
Okay.
I want to say that I use it to make poison.
Okay.
I'm working on a blood poison. And it's going to become it's been my plan forever now to when I take alchemist, either alchemist or artificer, I'm going to make my own poison.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's a blood poison and it's going to be some crazy shit. So she is my access to fresh blood.
Yeah. Still
sense.
warm.
Yeah, still one that I
Like-
can play with.
There's totally in her shop, like she has a front of like semi-legitimate business,
Right.
where she sells like
She's a hairdresser.
weird, I don't know what, but yeah, in the back there's totally like a couch where
Free naps. Take your free naps here.
where you can get
Or does she have like a Sweeney Todd thing going on?
Oh, she's a
maybe,
barber.
maybe.
Yeah, it could be any
Anyway,
number of cool things.
whatever it is. She
Copy paste your favorite creepiness on top of this.
She buys and sells blood,
Right.
and you're friends with her. And somewhere in the back of this little shop,
Yeah.
there's like a table and some chairs where people could sit and enjoy the new flavor of the week or
Right.
whatever.
Like a cigar bar.
Yeah, like a cigar bar.
Nice.
Uh,
I like that. Yeah,
Everybody's-
let's almost
everybody-
make it like a prohibition bar,
Yeah.
where you go down in the back and there's totally like a bar.
Oh,
and
it's
like
a speakeasy. Or
it's a
something like-
speakeasy
Yeah.
for blood dealers where people can come in and taste blood.
cool.
Let's do that. It's like a speakeasy.
I like that.
I like that.
Awesome.
So yeah, we're in a corner table of the.
So we're in
of
this,
the-
yeah, corner table of this dark, smoky bar.
It's called the Bull in the Alley.
The Bull in the
That's
Alley.
the name of the bar.
Is that a shanty?
No, it's an actual speakeasy.
Oh, all right, cool.
The Bull in the Alley. Google it.
So she runs
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
a blood bar,
Yeah, a blood bar.
down in the basement. Now you can get a virgin whiskey.
Yeah,
You don't have to,
I don't have to.
or virgin blood, Mary, whatever. You can get straight whiskey if you want.
All the fun blood related
Yeah.
drinks that you can get.
But I'm sure Bloody Marys are their like drink of choice.
Yeah, give me a Bloody Mary.
Yeah. So, do you guys arrive first? I assume.
Yeah,
while
we're waiting.
He's packing up. So yeah,
We sent a kid with a thing from down here or however, you know.
this very skinny man who works a little too hard to look homeless.
Right.
But really, you can tell he has a shitload of money. If
Yeah.
if
you're
you look
looking.
real close, like wanders in, saunters around, gets him a drink, no blood, and
Right.
comes and sits like
Like the standard thing is they ask, "Would you like that red?"
right.
Yeah, and he's like, "No, no, thank you."
sits with his like some spice in that.
Right, yeah, something, yeah.
Sits with his back to you guys, so your heads are behind him.
Yeah.
In the next booth, you're sitting back to back.
Yeah.
What can I do for you, boys?
Greetings, my dear Amancio. How is business faring this evening?
Every day is a good day.
Well, me and my associate are looking for opportunity this evening. We are looking for chances to make a bit of a spot of cash and things of that nature.
Right, and he's your friend.
Yeah,
he
we
knows
know each
what
other.
You guys
Yeah,
do.
we're here looking. Do you have anything for me?
Yeah, you guys are in. Like, I just had a fellow the other day. What?
I compulsively tap, so
You're good.
Uh,
I bet Rooster does too.
yeah.
Are you familiar with
He probably is right now.
the gray cloaks? We talked about them before.
Are we negative with them?
Sort of.
Or well, I paid a coin to go to a 0. Is that correct?
I'll have to look at my notes. You got some land from them.
Right, and I need to
They
remember if
owned
they're a negative.
your land before you purchased it.
Yep.
I think we did.
We
You're
are
at a 0.
Chose to
We
yeah,
paid. We paid them off.
Yeah, you're at a 0 with them.
Yeah, we paid them off.
Are you familiar with the gray cloaks?
We've had some dealings with them in the past.
Well, there's a legal situation. The reason that they were all in one fell swoop shut down and removed from the blue coats. They need you to, and he hands you a file or
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
It's basically a job.
I like that it's
to,
a file. I like that. Like he passes over like a yeah. And I set it in front of me, and I start like flipping through it as he's talking.
You're going
Bring my lantern
to
closer.
break into a magistrate's house
Okay.
and steal some evidence, make some testimonies disappear, make some evidence disappear.
Okay. So we're doing some document moving. Are we putting a new document, or are we just going in and burning the old one? Burning what's there? Do we need a forger?
No.
Okay.
Like, just make the file. That
This is the
exists
crux
now
of
disappear.
their court case, and if it
Right.
goes away, oops.
Okay.
But Your Honor, we had the evidence.
Yeah.
Had being the crucial word.
So he gives you the name Lady Drake.
Lady Drake.
She is a magistrate. She has an office in Charter Hall.
Okay.
And she has probably several homes around town.
Mm-hmm.
An apartment here and there when she's, doing whatever magistrates do.
Right. Champagne and dancing girls.
So she's throwing a party.
Like a small affair? Like a dinner party where you have your friends over to show off?
I don't
Like,
want
so-
to do that.
I was gonna say something we need to get ourselves invited to.
No, we're way too obvious for that.
Oh, that's right.
We're totally.
That's right.
When we
I forget.
Picked, when we picked to be a lizard man and a bat creature,
Yeah.
we don't get invited to parties.
That's true.
Until we have a frightening reputation.
Yeah.
Then we get invited to parties, because what will happen if they're not invited?
Yeah.
That's the kind of reputation we're working towards.
right.
But until then,
If they don't
we're
invite us,
just
they're gonna
weird.
burn down our house.
We're just weird people. Until then, right now, we just need to operate and not get seen, because good God,
That's true.
there's only one Batman and Lizard Man in town.
That's right.
So
What's that up there? It's a bird. It's a plane. That's a lizard with a catapult. Run!
I wanted to find... Talk amongst yourselves for one moment. I want to find this section real quick.
So what is Rooster drinking? Does Rooster drink?
Yeah, totally. I think.
Do you enjoy the blood?
I think Rooster would drink anything that somebody put in front of him.
Interesting.
Rooster has been in captivity, if you will, for so long that
Right, you're kind of a skittery bar fighter.
yeah, and anything is
Right.
just better than nothing.
What's the movie with Bruce Lee where he's got the collar around his neck and every time they take the collar off, he's like goes into I'm gonna kill everything in front of me mode.
Mm-hmm.
He's a pit fighter owned by this mobster, and he goes and fights in fisticuff brawls, and he's like this timid guy who just wants to learn how to play the piano when he has his collar on and he's just a kid. When you take the collar off, he goes into like it goes and I punch you in the throat till you die.
Yeah.
That's the kind of... So I imagine that you have that kind of mentality of, I just want to play with this clock I found.
Yeah.
And then I need to jump out of the water and kill all four of these guys. Like, you go back and forth between these terrible extremes of not... And it's not so much childhood wonder with Rooster. It's just, I just want to be left alone and do the things I want to do. And I need money to get the things I want because I like all these things. And this just crazy fighter.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I just had this weird, like I was thinking about it. We are totally Radigan and Fidget from The Great Mouse Detective.
Yes!
Basically.
We are exactly those things.
I wanna
You know,
watch
Radigan
That
is
is one of my...
Radigan's a well-spoken, well-dressed, you know.
Yeah, that is totally...
And Fidget's a crappy little Batman. Get the key.
That's... I'm gonna put a thing. That's gonna be our thumbnail for this video. Radigan and Fidget.
Great movie.
I've watched that movie hundreds of times.
Me too. I love it.
Every year when I was a kid growing up, we would go to for our birthdays, we would go to my grandmother's house. And my grandmother has the VCR in every Disney movie ever made. And I would watch The Great Mouse Detective every single time I went to my grandmother's house.
Oh, yeah.
So I've watched that movie at least 18 times, if not more.
Finally. All right, I found it. We're on page 306.
306 for those reading along.
We're doing lift. We're doing...
Are these different kinds of missions?
I'm just curious. We're going to randomly generate some stuff.
Okay.
Did you ever see The Gods Must Be Crazy?
Oh, yeah.
That's one I always watched with my grandma, as well as Bill Cosby himself. Watch that all the time.
Yeah.
And all the Quigley movies.
Quickly Down Under?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I've already got that.
I'd say I didn't know how to use a pistol because I didn't like it. Good film.
Oh, yeah.
So roll me up. Let's start with... We're now on page 300. I changed my mind. Roll me up 2d6, 1 orange and 1 black. Sweet. What's the black one?
2.
And what's the orange one?
4.
2, 4. So, she has a side business.
Okay. Oh, I like this.
She has a side business. And...
See if the RNG gods provide good story writing.
do it again for me. Same thing.
3 and 3.
3 and 3.
Side business.
She is a birthday clown.
I was trying to think of something silly. That would be her side business.
She has a little shop where her and some of her lady friends work, selling elegant finery.
Nice. So she's like, her and her friends get together and have a little sewing club, and they like to make little, nice little high-class shit that they get their husbands to talk to their husbands' wives about, and they're like, oh, God, and they sell them for way too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, it's totally those bracelets that everybody are buying right now.
Right, it's a racket.
Those stupid bracelets.
It's a Mary Kay club. Like, that's what they got going on right now.
So,
I love it.
she has her elegant finery shop on the side, and his sources believe that the last place she had the file was there on Friday. She got off work, she had this file, she took it to the shop. It's in her office there somewhere.
Ah, she dropped it off there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Then
we need
her
to...
and the girls went out. It's now Friday night.
Okay, so
You guys
yeah,
cool with that?
this is all relevant.
Yeah,
We need to move quickly.
like, yeah.
Right. We just showed up at the right time.
This
That's
kid
very
dropped
good.
this in my bucket today.
Right. I like that.
They need it done tonight.
Right.
Before they all
Like-
wind up.
It's what, Friday night, and the case, like the court case is Monday morning.
Something
and,
like that.
And this file
Yeah.
will go back in her action. She'll grab it. We're thinking we don't. She didn't leave with it, so
Right.
you may not get another chance.
She came to the shop after she got done.
All of
at
her
the
friends met her
magistrate's office.
there.
She got her girls together,
And then-
they're going out. Don't know where,
Door
don't
knocking
know
for
what,
their-
but yeah, they're going out.
Gotcha. So we have an opportunity.
Yes.
Yeah, I do believe this is within our purview.
So, Lady Drake's Elegant Finery Shop. Let's go to planning and engagement.
Yep.
I think this is either an assault or a stealth mission.
I would think it's a stealth.
Stealth. Trespass unseen. What is your point of infiltration? The missing detail. So, are you thinking you want to try and bust in the door?
I think we need to be a
Up
bit
through the cellar,
sneaky
coming
than
through
that.
the sewer.
Oh, through the...
We have
Yeah,
maps and
through the
pass
canals.
keys.
Yeah, you guys have
We're gonna come
canals
up
and
through the
pass
canals.
keys. Okay, cool.
Makes sense.
Everyone pick your load for this mission.
Normal. For me.
Yeah, normal for me. We don't gotta show our faces. If we're lucky, no one will ever see us. So normal.
The smuggler's rigging, basically.
Right.
I mean, there's no reason to go anything more than normal unless you're planning for a war.
Right. There's a reason.
Yeah.
Ghost bomb level excitement,
So, now we make the engagement roll.
which
You
I never
start-
used any of that load, by the way, that night. Not once.
I did, but
I never used a single thing.
yeah, I know.
I just got angry and was shot. I never did a single
And
thing.
stabbed a few times. I
And
think.
stabbed, and I got ghost stabbed, spirit slashed. It was rough.
One die for sheer luck.
Whoop.
Boom.
Is this operation
love
particularly
freebies.
bold or daring?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Is this
I don't think so.
operation contingent on many factors?
No, get in, get the file, get out.
Take another die. So you're at 2. Does this plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they are weakest?
It's not our office.
I think so because you guys have the maps and passkeys.
We will come up in someone else's house. I can't find the file.
I don't think they have any special
This is a
preparation.
taxidermy shop.
for this.
We're in the wrong district.
Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation?
Thank you very
They've
much.
already got it.
Already done. That's how we got this mission.
Are any enemies or rivals interfering in the operation?
I don't think so.
I think you should put a dice down.
Why?
Because that's my decision.
Oh, okay.
Like, you don't know what your enemies and rivals are doing.
Okay.
But I do.
Fair enough. That's true.
Are there any other elements that you want to consider? Lower tier target, higher tier target, some situation in the district that makes the operation more or less tricky? I think we're in Night Market, not very far. You know, Charter Hall is right across
Yeah.
the bridge
Right across
there.
the way.
And Night Market's a pretty sweet part of town.
Good.
I don't think it's very far from your guys' little antique shop.
Sure.
It's a few streets over. The antique shop's on like the shittiest street,
Right.
where there's a bunch of boarded up buildings.
Right.
I imagine that. I mean, the antique shop's not even operational. It just
Oh yeah,
looks
it's
like
been boarded up for
Yeah.
Right.
a long
Someone
time.
somewhere that's really old knows that it was an antique shop at one time,
Yeah,
and that guy's about to die, and then no one will know. like that's how much renown our antique shop has.
I think that's a fair place to
Yeah,
start.
I think 3 dice is good for the engagement roll. Shall we?
Have at it.
That's a 6.
That's a 6.
That's a 6. That's the first time I rolled a 6 on an engagement roll in weeks.
So,
Controlled.
yeah, we open up.
Got
There's some kind of secret door that's been covered up and hidden away down in the canals that leads to your guys' antique shop. It squeaks open, and you guys come into the canals and shut the door.
Right.
We wander through the canals. You have your map, and you can get into places that other people couldn't.
Right.
Do you guys remember where we got your pass keys from?
Oh, we took them from
the
someone.
gondolas?
Yeah,
the
let me
gondoliers?
pull it up.
Gondoliers, yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
I
it was the
think that's what
gondoliers.
it was.
Because they had knowledge of the canals and whatnot.
Yeah,
and
the
they,
gondolier or the wraiths.
Or the railjacks. We have a negative one with both of them. The gondoliers like us.
yeah, it was
It's
the
either
gondoliers.
the wraiths or the railjacks.
I'm
Oh.
pretty sure it was the Wraiths. Though.
Really?
Anyway,
It doesn't.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
someone who's going to be pissed about us.
we can look back at that video and
Okay.
I'll take better notes.
It'll be great.
We see it, the door. You know it's the door. The map says it's the door. You don't have a key for it. The locks have been changed.
To the cellar door.
Right, to the door to
Well,
get
to get
into
into
the...
the canal. Okay, Lurk.
Yeah. I have fine lockpicks.
Sweet.
I will use them.
Yeah, roll me
Is
some
that
pock licking.
finesse or tinker?
I would say it would be finesse. You know, it's
Okay.
it's very. So that's 1 in finesse that I have.
You have a bonus die because you have fine lockpicks.
Right.
Which is nice.
Okay.
Are you helping?
No.
Okay.
Let the man work.
Bargain me.
You can push yourself too.
Sure.
Yeah, you can push yourself.
I already have 4 stress.
I don't.
Oh,
blame
that's
you.
right.
Um,
I forget.
I should have spent my extra downtime action.
doing another stress release.
It's alright.
but it's only 4. You might overindulge, and then it's a whole nother problem.
True.
Right. You before this ends, if you roll perfectly for the rest of the night, you should push yourself once to get up to 6, so that you have a guaranteed good thing.
Yeah, definitely.
The meta.
So, Devil's Bargain.
You gonna do that all
I want
the
to do that all the time. Every time I say something that results to that.
You lose your lockpicks. I think that's fair. And you'll have to roll to acquire an asset.
We might need those again.
Oh, I'm
get
gonna
him
drop
back.
them in the canal? No, pass.
Or,
Or
I was toying with that one. Or, like, at the exact worst moment, somebody goes by
in the canal.
on a gondola.
Like is there a ladder or are you
Standing
standing
on
on
your
my
shoulders.
shoulder and I'm like and we just freeze and there's this moment of he's cruising on by. We don't need any more people seeing a lizard holding
No.
up a bat.
Let's just go with the
That
2.
screwed me already today.
Okay.
All right, roll your 2.
Hup. 5.
5.
5. So, you get it open.
Yeah.
And at the worst possible moment. Oh, shit. And it's
Is it just a dude on a
a young noble couple out.
under the sewers?
This isn't the sewers.
They're the
This is the
canals.
underground canals.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's very different.
Okay, I was confused.
No.
I thought we were in the shithole port
No,
in the
there's
cellar
underground
that we were going to
canals.
pick our way up through.
In between the sewers and the city surface,
wonderful.
there's the underground
Are they Aruvian?
canals. I think the young lady is.
She's sitting there with her, whatever the nice fancy word for umbrella is that I can't think of right now.
Parasol.
Her parasol. For no reason, because there's no sun.
And we're underground. On top of the fact that there's no sun
because
above
by
ground.
God, she just bought it and she's using it tonight.
They're, all parasols are either white or black or red or purple lace. And they don't actually block light, they're just frilly and pretty.
Just to look nice.
She
She probably bought it from Lady Drake.
You can resist if you want. Like, this is a resistible thing.
resist them seeing us.
Or play it off.
Mm-hmm.
Get that damn port locked. This is the last one on the route. Some shit like that. We're checking locks, like we're the locksmiths. You make up some story that, and if you succeed on your resist.
Okay, yeah.
Mechanically, I'm just going to give you more heat. But you can say, no, I resist. And we'll resist. Which one is attached to prowl? Prowess. So you can resist with 2 dice. 6 stress minus
your best dice.
highest roll. Is how resist works. You take 6 stress minus
your best roll.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay. 6.
Sweet. No stress.
And they're like, we're totally like, get that lock checked. We got one more to do after this. And then we pause for a minute. I let you. I totally love that he was standing on my shoulder. Like I let him down, and we like, good evening. We're like, because I'm totally in like
This
work clothes. Like I have like suspenders on and a Peaky Blinders hat.
Yeah. Sure.
I dressed down.
Union all.
Right. I didn't want to get my only suit wet again. Because that's what happened last time we were out. So I totally bought. I'm like slumming it in my own mind, in work clothes.
Cool. So you've got the lock jimmied, and you push it open and climb up into the basement.
We should have taken an extra dice because it was a controlled scenario.
Sorry.
Is that
No,
is that,
it just because it's controlled.
It
I can't break your arm.
Yeah.
small things.
When you roll a 5, I can't shoot you in the head
Right.
because you're in a controlled situation.
Right. The worst you can do is someone.
We
sees
still have the
you.
advantage.
Right. We're still totally doing well, and we're still in a controlled situation.
Right. Now,
Correct.
right now, that was me saying, like mechanically, that was me saying, I'm going to let you stay in a controlled position.
Yeah.
Because fictionally, that's what makes sense right now. And you resisted the negative outcome, which would have put you in a more risky situation. Is that this lady, the next action, someone's coming to find you.
Right.
So
but we fixed that.
You resisted that.
Thank goodness.
So you get to stay in your controlled situation. Yeah, it opens up. You're in the basement. There's like sewing machines, and it's sort of the employee lounge, and also a place where
Right.
they can work on their little projects. There's a big long table.
And that's the
with-
end of episode 1.
Oh yeah.
Right. That's
Wonderful.
We're at 41 minutes. It went way faster
Sweet.
that time. So yeah.